it's December, which means just one thing. It's Christmas! So let's work out how to create a Christmas animation using Adobe Express. So there are two very simple ways to get going. The first is you could search for some templates, and you could search for Christmas, for example. All sorts of inspirational ideas here. So just scroll through, have a look at these. But I'm actually going to show you how to create one from scratch. So let me go back to the home page, press the big plus, and I'm going to go to custom size graphic. Now I'll just say it's for print, and I can say it's a card, maybe an A5, and then click next. So we've got a blank canvas. It's now time to weave some magic on here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to shapes, and I'm going to look for reindeer. I'm looking for one that's kind of like a block color, a bit like this one. And then I'm going to click it. I'm going to just resize it slightly because I don't want it to be that big. I've got lots of things I want to stick on the page. And there you can see the crosshairs there, the little dotted lines, which means it's centered. Now I'm going to duplicate it. And what you'll see is it kind of offsets it a little bit down and to the right. And here I'm going to change the color. Maybe I'll change it to like a sort of reddish color. I think that's nice. And what I like about that is it kind of makes the reindeer look a little bit 3D. In order to get that looking a little bit more 3D, what I'm going to do is just nudge it up slightly. And there we go. And I think that looks a little bit more like it's the same animal in one. Next thing I'm going to do is go over to my shapes again, and I want to create some Christmas lights, because when I do my animation, which we'll do at the end, I want those lights to be flickering on and off and going in different colors. So that's one thing that's really important. I'm actually going to search for something like curve, and there's all sorts of different things here because I want to create this kind of curved line going different directions, and I'm going to choose this one because it kind of reminds me of, you know, a sort of flex with two bulbs on the end. So it's a little bit big for my liking, so I'm going to just bring it down ever so slightly, and then I'm going to rotate it, and then I'm going to start positioning these in different places. Now the easiest way to do this is to duplicate whichever one you want, start creating the kind of the line of lights that you think is appropriate, and just keep duplicating. The reason why that's good is because it'll give you them all the same style, all the same size. Now, when you've done one of those, a really handy tip is to have the first one selected, press shift, select another one, select another one, select another one. And then it's really handy because then you can resize it like this, you see. And then when you want to, I can go back to this one, for example, and just move it. Wasn't quite happy with that last position. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create 3 lines, one like this, and then another 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to group again, and then I'm going to press duplicate over here, and you'll see I can move this one around and then start playing with how it intersects with the other one. So what I'll do now is I'll make another row of these and just start moving them around, positioning where I want them to go. Next thing to do is start putting some bulbs on there. So here I'm just going to search for dot, or maybe just circle. And I'm just going to use one of the basic shapes. It puts it in there, which is great. I'm going to resize it to roughly about that size. And then I'm going to change the fill on it. And I'm going to start putting some bit more Christmassy, bit more jolly. I'll start with a yellow, and then I'll duplicate that. And just keep on duplicating them until you've got about, 4 or 5 different colors, whatever you like. And now you've got these. Place them over the circles here, and then you can just duplicate them again. Put them where you want them to go. You can use your keys just to nudge them into position. And again, you just use these ones down the bottom, duplicate them as you like. And there we go. Now what I'm going to do is select the background. I'm going to choose a background color which doesn't particularly clash with any of these. Maybe a dark green, that's quite Christmassy, I quite like that. Next up, you can populate it with some more things. You can put extra things in there. You can put things like Santa going down a chimney, that would be cool. But I'm just going to put in my message here, and I'm just going to add my text. So now that I've got it, I'm going to resize it. There we go. But also I'm not particularly liking that font. So what I'll do is I'll just go through here. You can see I have all these font recommendations. And I quite like this one. It feels quite playful. Nice. Really nice. I like that one. You can choose whatever font you want. Font color you want. Just by getting rid of those recommendations. And here maybe I'll choose one from the palette again. And I'll go for that yellow there. Now that you've got that, next thing to do is play with your animations. So if you go over to animation here, at the moment you've got no animation selected, and there's different things that you can do. You can select the typewriter one and that will just do the text that's there. But actually the one that I think is the best for this, because we've got all these different colored bulbs and lights, Christmas lights, and the 2 reindeers and things like that, I really like the color shuffle. Now, doesn't that look Christmassy? When you're ready, you can download it. And here you can download it as an MP4 video. You can click start download. It will go down to your computer. You should give it a title first. So I'll call mine Christmas animation. And then it will download with that file name. But actually, if you want to stick around just 30 seconds more, what I'm going to show you is a really cool trick, which would be press share, publish. Now this will publish a link which has all the animation in, everything you need. And then one of the things that we can do is, while we're waiting for that link to generate itself, if we go to express.adobe.com as usual, like we would do at the start, you can press the plus over here and generate a QR code. So if I press generate QR code, it asks me what's the URL you want for your QR code. And here with this link, you can copy it, go back in here, press create QR code, and then you can download it. Okay, it's on my computer now. Get that QR code by just dragging it in. You can use photos over here and search it on your machine, for example. And then I'm just going to resize it, put it in the corner. And now what you can do is you can download it as a PNG. Your teacher can put that on the wall of your classroom, of your school, where the parents come in, wherever that is. And because the QR code's in there, when anybody goes with a mobile device, they can scan that and they will see your animation. And there you go. That's how you create a Christmas animation using Adobe Express. And I'm looking forward to seeing yours. Happy Christmas.